And we are back. Hello, viewers. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boyz Commentary. It's an absolute pleasure to have you all for another video on this channel. Today, we're going to talk about an individual that you all like very much, a player that has captivated the interest, captivated the hearts and minds of many Jamaicans all across the world, really. And his performances from he was a high school football player has led to that, really. And it's no surprise that the type of player that he is, the type of character that he continues to make waves. And for me, he's a player, if he stays grounded, if he stays humble, if he works on his craft, can be that player that excels tremendously. And I look forward to what the future brings for this young man. Who are we talking about specifically? Who is this player in particular? Well, we're talking about a player by the name of, as you can see by the title of this video, Tyreek Anthony Magee. Now, who is Tyreek Anthony Magee? Tyreek Anthony Magee is a midfielder who plays for CAS UPenn in the Belgian top flights. Many of you, especially for our subscribers and viewers that are on the island, would remember him from his time at Santos and Jamaica College. Yes, many people thought it was Harborview where he began his career, but actually it was Santos. Santos was the club where he began his career and started to develop. The first time that I saw him play was in his latter years at Santos before moving on to Harborview. Of course, Harborview, you got to see him in the eyes, more eyes, because the Premier League, the local Premier League in Jamaica is televised, so you would definitely see more eyes on him. And of course, at Jamaica College, he had some remarkable performances, and many people, he caught the eyes of many from around 2018, I would say, in that vein in terms of schoolboy football, where he started to come into his own. 2017, 2018, wearing that number 10 jersey and really cementing himself as a solid football player. 2017, yeah, 2017. Wow, we're in 2021. Just let that sink in for you. We're in 2021 right now. It's just mind-blowing, isn't it? Can't believe that the progress that has been made has taken him to this chapter of his career. So what happened in 2019? Well, in 2019, he signed a 4-year deal with Belgian club CAS UPenn. So it's a 4-year deal. He went there on trial, he impressed, and to date, though, he's rarely featured, and even rarely is stretching it. He hasn't played for CAS UPenn in the senior team. He's done exceptionally well for CAS in the under-23s. He's 21, so he qualifies through that way. So what does this mean now? It means that Tyreek Magee has another 2 years at CAS UPenn. So 2 years completed and 2 more years left at the club. So the club, if they decide to sell him, have an opportunity to gain some money from him if they intend to do it. Are CAS UPenn willing to sell him? They are more inclined to send him out on loan. And it's no surprise to many that clubs such as Westerlo, Lommel, and also Club NXT, who were disbanded recently, had shown interest in Magee. So let's call it Lommel and Westerlo, 2 clubs that are willing to take him on loan. The question now is, will CAS UPenn be able to formalize a deal to ensure that he goes out on loan, and what the structure will be like in terms of payment? You have some clubs that are willing to take on the wages of a player, and some will be like, we'll just send him out on loan, we'll pay the wages. So that is another matter to consider as well, how CAS UPenn will handle this scenario, because the paperwork, even for a loan deal, is something that can take time. You have to analyze the depth of your squad, the numbers in it as well. So this is something that can drag on throughout the end of the window as well. But as it stands, a loan is something that Cass UPenn are exploring. I personally hope, to me, it doesn't matter if it's Belgian second tier, Belgian third tier. Let him go and get some minutes. Let him go and get some minutes. What about the national team? Well, you all would have seen Tyreek Magee play for Jamaica at under 20 level in 2018. And remember that left-footed shot against Mexico? To me, one of the greatest goals I've ever seen Jamaica score at under 20 level. It's up there in the same vein as Nico Brett's 35-yard bomber against Honduras in 2011. The same vein for me. I give Nico Brett's goal this much of an edge over Tyreek Magee. But Magee's goal was still brilliant in that 2-2 draw against Mexico. Quality team too that was sent. Quality team. That gives me another idea. I could do a video on that. Where are they now? That special under 20 team. So yeah, I'll work on that for sure. And of course, as you know, he was part of the team that went in the Pan Am Games as well. Made his debut against the United States 2019 in that 1-0 victory at in Washington, D.C. Shamar Nicholson scoring there. So, Tyreek Magee, is he on the plane? Tyreek Magee, if Ravel Morrison is not on the plane, then Tyreek Magee is. Or Ravel Morrison is on the plane. It's just hard for me to say, yes, Tyreek is on the plane if he's not going to get it in a minute. And I know it's going to sound like double standards because Ravel Morrison got a call up to the Asia Tour and he didn't get any minutes. But Ravel is proven, seasoned professional. Magee is still learning as a professional football player. So, for me, Tyreek Magee is at the check-in counter. He hasn't boarded the plane, but he's at the check-in counter and waiting to see if there's any more seats left. So he's on standby. But that could all change. But for me, Tyreek Magee, is he on the plane? He's at the check-in counter and waiting on standby. That's where I have Tyreek Magee. Reggae Boyz fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about Tyreek Magee. How do you feel about him? Do you think that he's a player that we must have for the World Cup qualifiers? Is he a player that we should 150% have for the World Cup qualifiers? Or is he a player that you're like, if we have him, we have him. If we don't have him, we don't have him. Well, as I said, he needs minutes under his belt to make this a reality. So let's hope that the minutes do come and we'll be able to have a player of his caliber that can be able to develop into a fantastic football player. We've seen the potential, and it's now to turn that potential into steady, consistent performances. All right, Reggae Boyz fans, thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary. Take care.